Please help me spread this message. Have you heard about chromophobia? If not, I promise you, after watching this video you will look at color differently and think twice next time you want to buy neutral color clothes. Nobody talks about this, but if you are a Westerner or are obsessed with neutrals, you must know this, trust me. There's a history and it's not pretty, so please bear with me. This is gonna be a longer video, but you won't regret watching it, I promise you. So what is chromophobia? You have probably noticed that Western people rarely wear colorful clothes. When seeing colorfully dressed person, the first thought that comes to mind is that they are eccentric or very fashion-oriented. They are making a statement. For example, a bright pink tie with grey suit is fashionable, but bright pink suit with grey tie is eccentric. Sometimes it seems that Westerners almost adore or worship neutral color clothes and look at them as superior, more of a class, exclusive, more expensive, sophisticated. That is the norm in our cultures, when all the shops seem to have the same colors available. Many cultures around the world have rich traditions of vibrant and colorful attire that reflect their unique heritage, for example India, Mexico, Morocco, Peru, Indonesia, Vietnam, Nigeria. But the sad part is that a lot of countries have also been neutralized and seem to have forgotten the traditions of color, such as Japan, South Korea. Have you ever asked why you like neutral colors so much? When researching this topic, I discovered that people in Western culture have been programmed centuries ago with chromophobia. Chromophobia is the fear of colors. Historically, natural resources producing bright and vibrant dyes were not as abundant in Western cultures as they were in other parts of the world. However, this changed during the Renaissance period, when trade with India and other parts of the world brought exotic and vibrant textiles to Europe. These textiles were highly sought after by European nobility. Brightly colored fabrics were expensive to buy or difficult to produce. Only the wealthy could afford to wear them. But this was short-lived. To protect their textile market, the wool and silk guilds requested laws that prevented the import of colorful cottons in England. Therefore, the textiles were exported back to English colonies in the Caribbean or Africa, where they were used for buying. Textiles were used for buying people, to enslave them. Ironically, many of these oppressed people were then put to work cultivating plants like indigo that yielded these valuable dyes. Anthropologists say that color achieved greater conquests than European instigated violence during the preceding 4 centuries of the slave trade. Later, Europeans sold the fabrics to people in colonies, thus gaining again profit. As a consequence, in Europe, love of bright colors marked one as uncivilized, lacking taste, and foreign. In England, Indian textiles were called rags, trash, as Goethe famously stated. Men in a state of nature, uncivilized nations and children have a great fondness for colors in their utmost brightness. This prejudice continued in the early 20th century. Frank Parsons claimed that many Latins, still somewhat primitive in taste, need red to meet their temperaments, while color psychologist J.C.F. Grumbine stressed that the primary colors of red, yellow and blue appealed to the elemental and simple minds of the savage. This belief was often supported by pseudoscientific claims that savage people needed stronger stimulation because they had duller senses, which was also used to justify enslaving people. As a result, good taste became linked to quiet colors, or neutrals, while too much saturation was seen as a return to savagery. Color preferences became a tool to label a person as uncivilized or inferior. David Batchelor, an art theorist, the author of the book Chromophobia, has argued that color has been subjected to systematic marginalization, revulsion, degradation, and belittlement in the West. Historically, in the Western mindset, being colorful meant being a savage. Thus, the collective fear of color was born. I mean, who wants to be savage? The cultural preference of neutral colors is not so neutral after all, but rather reflects deeper historical and cultural biases tightly linked to discrimination. We follow the rules for using color. But actually, studies show that young children are naturally drawn to bright, bold colors, which you probably have noticed in your life, but that this preference is suppressed as they grow older and are socialized into Western cultural norms. So the next time you find yourself drawn to black and white, craving grays and beiges, while looking judgmental on bright colors, just take a moment to reflect. Is this truly you? Or are you a victim of centuries of societal programming? What would you wear if colors meant sophistication, celebration and joy in your mindset? Here's a disclaimer. I do not think that neutral clothes are in any way worse than colorful clothes, but also they are not better. They are just as beautiful colors as any other color. I just wish for the West and the world to get over the chromophobia bias. Color is a really beautiful energy. Qolord's mission is to liberate colors and help people open up to wearing more colors, because Qolord loves all colors equally. I think awareness of chromophobia should be common knowledge, so please help me and share this message.